Do you ever get so caught up in the moment, the unfinished task, the emotional reaction, the pressure to get it together, that life starts to feel very, very small? Like everything rests on this version of you, this week, this moment. Perhaps we need to stop and put things into perspective. Welcome to ADHD Different Strategies. I'm Julie Legg, your host, author of The Missing Piece and an ADHD advocate. Over the years, I've had the privilege of speaking with incredible guests, unpacking real-life strategies, mindsets, and tools for navigating ADHD. This bite-sized series brings those insights together, short, practical, and ready to use. There's a perspective I explored with Ariel-Paul Saunders on the ADHD Difference podcast that I found very grounding. It's called the greater arc perspective. Before we get into it, I'm going to let Ariel explain part of this in his own words.
Well, that makes me think of this broader arc that we're all a part of. I was in Greece this spring, walking on a town site that had been around for 5,000 years, feeling the trajectory of how my life today is connected to the lives of these people. These evolutionary processes that have started long before this time period that we're in. Yeah, so to connect with that larger stream of human unfolding can be strengthening. We're at a time today where there's so much wisdom and knowledge available to us. It's immensely challenging and it's full of potential. It's up to us to decide how we want to participate in that. And we get to choose. This is the unique gift that we're each given, is the opportunity to choose how we want to participate in this context that we're all in.
While walking through a 5,000-year-old site in Greece, Ariel found himself reflecting on something much bigger than individual identity. The generations before us, the generations after us, and the reality that none of us exist in isolation. Your life is not separate from humanity's unfolding story. You are shaped by countless people before you, and quietly every day, you are shaping the people who come after you. And I think this perspective matters deeply for ADHDers because ADHD can make life feel intensely immediate. The unfinished task, the emotional spiral, the regret, the urgency. When the nervous system is overloaded, our attention narrows. Everything feels personal. Everything feels permanent. And the world shrinks down into survival mode. How do I cope? How do I catch up? But the greater arc perspective invites us to zoom out, not away from our lives, but into a wider context. Research across attachment theory, developmental psychology, and intergenerational trauma shows us something important. Human beings are shaped relationally. The emotional environments we grow up in, the ways conflict is handled, the ways emotions are spoken about, the ways safety, shame, identity, and stress are modeled, all leave traces. And those traces often move across generations. But the hopeful part is the cycle doesn't only move through trauma, it can move through awareness, through repair, and through reflection. Developmental neuroscience also tells us that growth doesn't stop in childhood. The brain remains capable of change throughout life, through relationships, through learning, through reflection, and through experience. which means the way we respond today matters. Not because we must become perfect, but because we participate in what gets passed forward. So how do we actually use this perspective? Zoom out historically. Humanity has always been evolving, adapting, struggling, rebuilding, and learning. You're not failing because life feels messy. You're participating in something deeply human. Ask, what am I passing forward? Not just financially, not genetically, but emotionally. What patterns stop with you? What understanding begins with you? Shift from perfection to participation. You don't need to fix yourself before you can positively influence others. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can model is reflection, curiosity, repair, and compassion. Future generations don't need flawless role models. They need emotionally aware humans, people willing to apologize, to grow, to stay curious. Remember that influence ripples. The way you speak to yourself matters. The way you respond under stress matters. The way you talk about difference, emotion, mistakes, growth. All of it quietly shapes the emotional environment around you. Because maybe growth isn't only personal. Maybe growth is participatory. Maybe every small act of awareness, every moment of repair, every interruption of an old pattern becomes part of something larger than we'll ever fully see. You are not separate from humanity's unfolding story. You're part of it, shaped by countless lives before you, quietly shaping countless lives after you. And perhaps one of the most powerful shifts we can make is to stop asking only, what's wrong with me? And begin asking, how do I want to participate in the arc I've been given? A big thanks again to Ariel-Paul Saunders for sharing this perspective and for being part of the broader ADHD difference conversation. If you'd like to hear more from that episode, head over to our main series. You'll be looking for Season 2, Episode 40, to hear more of his ADHD insights. Links are in the show notes. Thanks for tuning in. For more practical tools for beautifully different brains, hit the subscribe button.